This is baby me, and this is my mom. My mom is a single parent, and most of my childhood was spent with my mother. I didn't have that masculine figure to look up to while growing up. But one thing was for certain, I looked up to my mom. When I was in grade school, I would brag a lot about my mother. I would tell my friends that my mom would drive a really big 4x4 truck. She has a hobby of shooting guns. She goes to the gym. And that made me really wonder a lot. So the curious child in me asked my mom, Mom, why do you have these manly hobbies? My mom explained to me that it's normal for girls to have boyish hobbies, or it's also normal for boys to have feminine or girlish hobbies, if you would say. With that, I grew up with the perspective that what you do or what you do to others doesn't define you as a person, doesn't define you as a man or a woman, but it just shows your interests. My mom always taught me that regardless of what you do, regardless of the things you like, and regardless of your hobbies and interests, what truly defines you is your morale and your character, and not how you perceive yourself or how you think others perceive you as well. Because of this, growing up, I've had a false sense of masculinity. As a child, I was eager to think that a man was someone who was big and strong, someone who looked like Rambo, who owned a big knife or a big sword, someone who would save people, or someone who would be like a superhero. But I've come to the point in realization that all of this is wrong. Through my life experiences in sports, athletics, being an older brother, taking care of my mom, taking care of my family, I've come to the realization that femininity and masculinity isn't something strict to men and women. Something feminine cannot be only for women, and something masculine cannot only be for a man. Feminine masculinity and toxic masculinity are very evident in the current generation. The current generation and current men are hypnotized to think that expressing emotions, expressing negative emotions, or expressing any form of fear, anxiety, or nervousness are signs of weakness. But this is further from the truth. Contrary to belief, showing emotions doesn't belittle you as a man or make you any less of a man, but rather, it really shows how you handle your emotions, especially when they're heightened, like when you're extremely nervous, extremely anxious, or extremely in a state of fear. For me, this really exemplifies itself when I fight in judo. Whenever I have fights in judo, I'm very anxious. I'm very scared. I'm very scared of my opponent. I'm very scared of getting hurt or hurting my opponent. But I've come to realize that as a man, as an athlete, realizing these emotions and regulating them rather than suppressing them is what truly makes me a man. Telling my teammates and telling my friends that I'm scared, that I'm anxious, that I'm scared to lose, I'm scared to disappoint those around me, isn't a sign of weakness, but a sign of maturity. Being vulnerable doesn't really equate to weakness as a man, but it shows what you really value and how you handle yourself in these tough situations. So now coming back to the topic of feminine masculinity and toxic masculinity. What truly makes you a man is how you regulate your emotions and not how you show it onto others. And being a man is being there even though you feel like you don't want to be there.